This morning we're going to make some fresh homemade yogurt. So let's get started. The first thing you need are these ingredients that you see here. I've got a half gallon of just regular whole milk. And this is the yogurt that I'm going to use as a starter. The Yoplait thick and creamy vanilla flavored. That's one of my favorites. It doesn't really matter what kind you use. You need one 12-ounce container of evaporated milk, can of milk, and a little vanilla. You also need 1 cup of powdered milk and 1/2 cup of white sugar. Okay, I have measured out 1 tablespoon of vanilla into this little container, and I've also measured out 2 tablespoons of the yogurt into this container. It's best if this yogurt can kind of warm up just a little bit before we add it to our warmed milk. We're going to be warming this mixture. In this container here, I have just emptied out the half gallon of whole milk, and to that we're also going to add the rest of our ingredients here. So I'm going to add the evaporated milk. This container is going to get very full. Hopefully it will not overflow. I'm just going to whisk that in a little bit right now because, as you can see, it's getting very, very close to the edge of my little lip right there, and I don't want it to over. We're going to put this in the microwave and warm the milk up gradually. We're going to start it at about 15 minutes. We're going to warm it up gradually. You're going to want to make sure that you have a candy thermometer. I don't have mine out yet. This is my candy thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, then I would suggest that you get one before you try to make this. You do need to make sure that the milk is warmed up to 180 degrees, and then it will need to cool down to about 115 degrees before you add the yogurt and the sugar. Okay, my milk is in the microwave. We're cooking away. It's still got 13 minutes left. But when it is done, put it in for 15 minutes. When it gets done with this, then I'm going to stir it a little bit, and we'll check the temperature and see how much more time we need to keep it in there. Okay, we've got our milk at exactly the right temperature. It is at 180. So we're all done with the microwave now. It took about 21 minutes altogether in the microwave. I checked it a couple of times, but you don't need to stir it too much or anything. You can stir it when you take it out just to make sure that it's evenly heated before you check the temperature, but otherwise you don't need to do any stirring. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into my crock container here. This has a lid also, it's over there. And I'm just going to pour it in here and let it cool down to about 120, 115 degrees. And then we will mix in a little bit of yogurt and the sugar, and then I'll show you what to do next. I am going to remove about a cup of this now. It has cooled down probably to close to 120 degrees. And put it in this bowl over here. And then I'm just going to add my yogurt. That will help activate the cultures that are in the yogurt. I whisked in my yogurt into this little container here. We're going to pour this back into the regular container. Get my whisk, and we're going to whisk away here and just get it all mixed in good. Right now it's about 120 degrees. It's good temperature. You're going to not want it to go below 100 degrees. Now we're going to just dump in our sugar. Whisk that around. Now the key to making yogurt is to keep it warm. You have to keep it warm for about 6 hours in your oven. If you have a setting on your oven that you can set it to 100 degrees, you can just keep it at 100 degrees and leave it for 6 hours. But unfortunately, the lowest mine goes is 170, and that would be way too hot. So we're going to do it the way I've always done it in the past anyway, which is to put the lid on it here and then wrap it up in towels and put it in a place that's free from drafts. Try to find a location in your home that's sort of warm and let it sit for 8 hours. And then you should have yogurt. The yogurt has had time to incubate for almost 7 hours. So we're going to unveil and see what we have. Looks delicious. It's beautiful. Looks great. So that's the basic technique for making yogurt. Now what you would want to do is just spoon it into a container that you would want to keep it in the refrigerator in. I think what I'm going to do with mine actually is spoon it into several of these containers and probably one big container and then store it in the refrigerator. Coming up next, I'm going to show you how to make a little bit of yogurt cheese out of it, or a little Greek yogurt, which is basically just straining off the liquid. The liquid is called whey, W-H-E-Y. This is what you'll need to make the yogurt cheesecloth. You can find it at grocery stores or specialty kitchen stores. It's not a specialty item really. Any grocery store probably will carry it. And it looks like this, pretty finely woven material. And you just double layer it, just fold it, and line the inside of a mesh strainer with it that you set on top of a bowl. And then we're just going to take a little bit of the yogurt here. I don't want to make a whole lot of the yogurt cheese, so we're not going to put a lot in there, but just maybe about 1 cup. A cup, it's going to drain out the liquid, the whey. So then you just gather the edges together so that you have kind of a little ball here. Okay. Then we're just going to take a string or rubber band or whatever you want to use and just tie it up so that it's secure. Okay, I have my ball secured with a rubber band. As you can see, it's starting to drip, and the drippings are just going to go into this bowl where you're going to collect the whey. This is going to go in the refrigerator, just like it is, just like you see it here. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. We're going to let it sit for about 24 hours, and this time tomorrow we should have some yogurt cheese. It's been 24 hours, and here's our yogurt cheese. I will open it up in a minute, but first I want to show you the whey that came off of that. You can see that yellow liquid down there in the bottom. That is whey. It's got a lot of protein in it, and I have heard that it is really good in pizza crust. I'm going to try it. I'm going to save it and try it in that. But right now I'm going to open this up and I'll show you what this looks like. You can see it's kind of like cream cheese would be. It's basically the consistency. So, and I have understood you can use this in a lot of different ways. I've never done it, but I'm going to try it tonight on a recipe for frozen raspberry yogurt.